Welcome back to another episode of Table Talk Sports. Today we'll be reviewing the past NFL week. I'm your host, Logan, with
Tyler
and Marcelo.
And I guess we'll just start off with the Thursday night game. We had the Steelers versus the Browns. Browns won 29-17. How do you feel about that?
The Browns were pretty much able to run all over the Steelers, and Jacoby Brissett was basically getting anything he wanted. Amari Cooper had a day, and the Steelers really couldn't get that much going offensively. I mean, Deontay Johnson played pretty well. Najee Harris played pretty well. But Mitch just doesn't have, the playmaking ability that you need in today's NFL. And you start looking to, if you're Mike Tomlin, do you start looking to see if you want to put Kenny Pickett to start now? So, we'll see. What about you?
I feel like by 3 to 5 games, Kenny Pickett is going to be starting. Mitchell Trubisky is just not performing well. Everybody, when he came into Pittsburgh, everybody's thinking he's going to improve because he's going to improve after that backup year in Buffalo, after that terrible stint in Chicago. So I just feel like Kenny Pickett, he's just going to take over and just a rebuild year for them.
I really like the Browns' offense, especially when Deshaun Watson comes back. I feel like they could definitely be a playoff team, and I love Amari Cooper fantasy-wise. That's all I got to say. We'll go to the next game. Texans-Bears. We have a Bears fan over here.
I did not watch this game. I don't care.
I watched a little bit of this game because, I had Darnell Mooney. I really don't like either of these teams. I don't. It was a pretty rough game to watch. Did the Bears score in the second half?
Yes. The game-winning field goal.
Oh, true, but
yeah.
Besides that, I don't think they did.
Offense was terrible. Play calling on both sides was really terrible and conservative. Bears calling draw plays on 3rd and long 3 times.
In their own territory, too.
Yeah.
I get it if you're, in field goal range. You don't want to risk anything, but, you're on your own 20, and you're calling a draw on, 3rd and 12. That just shows how you have no trust in your rookie, and not your rookie quarterback, in your young quarterback.
Yeah, but then David Montgomery went down, and then the RB2 for the Bears, Khalil Herbert, he went an absolute tear. He scored 2 touchdowns. Really helped the Bears. And then the Bears knew he sold it, but then tip pass from Davis Mills and Roquan Smith intercepts it in field goal range, and they're able just to chew out the clock and score the game-winning field goal. Ugly win, but it's a win.
We'll move on to the Raiders versus Titans. This is one of those games that was on the other side of NFL mix. The 8 games, it was not on there, so I didn't really watch this. But it looked like the Titans controlled most of the game till the very end. Raiders tried making a push. Dan, you guys watch this game?
It was Mac Hollins. It's just him, I guess. This week and last week, believe it or not, but he's out-targeted Devontae Adams, and that was with Hunter Renfrow out. So, the Raiders really got to figure stuff out right now because 0-3 is not a good look, especially in that stacked of a division and that stacked of a conference. And the Titans got a much-needed win. But I'm still not really, that fond of the Titans anyways. I don't know. Something about them. But, yeah. What about you, Sal?
This is bad for the Raiders 0-3. 0-3, only 0-3 team in the entire league. But I feel like they could steal a game from Kansas City. I just feel like that's just how the AFC West works. It's always very, very even. And I feel like they could sweep the Broncos. It'd be very easy to bounce back. But as of right now, I feel like the Raiders, they're going to be out of the playoffs just because they're 0-3. It's hard to bounce back.
I've thought the Raiders were overrated since day one, to be honest. People were saying that they could win the division. I always thought they were 4th place, not at best, but probably coming 4th place in that division because, I don't know, they have the worst quarterback in the division, and quarterback's probably the most important position, and that's being shown right now.
I guess we'll move on to the Colts versus Chiefs. I was really surprised with the Colts' defense. They held Patrick Mahomes in check. Terrible special teams from the Chiefs as they missed a few field goals. I guess it's expected a little bit with their with Butker being out. Amendola already got cut, so that means a lot. Seems Butker will be back next week. But yeah, how do you feel?
This game makes you really, really appreciate kickers. Harrison Butker is one of the best kickers in the league. Injured. Matt Amendola, punter / kicker. He's kicking. Misses a few field goals, which really screwed them up. They missed a field goal, a chip shot field goal, basically. I digress. And they lost by 3. So it's really on Matt Amendola. The offense was amazing. Besides that,
Yeah, I wouldn't say amazing is another key factor is the Chiefs' rushing attack was not there at all as Patrick Mahomes led in rushing, and it was only with 26 yards. So Colts' rush defense looked amazing all day.
Wasn't not Darius, Shaq Leonard, wasn't he also out? So I mean, I don't know. The Colts are confusing. Michael Pittman was out too. I'm pretty sure, right?
No, Michael Pittman
he
played.
was back.
Oh, well, still, Jonathan Taylor kind of struggling a little bit now for 2 weeks in a row. So we'll see if he can bounce back. But yeah, the Colts, I think they can get back on track now.
Contender for player of the week. I mean, not player of the week, sorry. Game of the week. Dolphins versus the Bills. That came down the crunch time. Very funny game. That butt punt is going to be iconic. That was really hilarious. Josh Allen I think he threw like 63 passes. He did complete like 40 something of them. He looked pretty good, but that last pass on 4th and goal, he underthrew that by a lot, and that was pretty much what decided the game.
You can see with the Bills, like as great as their passing offense is, they still need to be able to run the ball. And I mean, they have kind of average backs like Zach Moss, Devin Singletary had a pretty good week though, right?
Yeah.
Pretty sure. But like
He had 9 carries for 13 yards.
They still need receiving wise.
Oh yeah, receiving.
But I mean, they still need to be able to run the ball, be able to chew the clock. And I mean, 21 points is kind of for the Bills' offense. Like you expect more. And even the Dolphins' offense pretty much struggled. And even that was with most of the Bills' starting secondary out, anyways. So I mean, it was a tough game, and it kind of puts perspective on how good the Dolphins actually are. So.
Do you think Tua should have went back into that game? Do you think he
No.
was able to go back into that game?
Yeah. Absolutely not. I mean, you saw he was wobbling. That's concussion protocol automatically, I would think. And I mean, even if he says he's feeling good, I don't think you risk your starting quarterback season. And you have who was their backup? Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
He
doesn't really
not
do
even
that
that
much.
bad.
I know, but I'm just saying he's a competent backup at least for the time being. So there's no reason to rush Tua back in that situation.
Like there's a thing about toughness, but when it's something about like concussion wise, like you just, that's something you can't really fight through because concussions it's just bad on the field and off the field for football players in general.
Vikings versus Lions. Pretty good comeback for the Vikings. I'm pretty sure they were down 10 late into that game. Offense turned it around, but something I like to highlight is Jeff Okudah was he's been doing amazing this year as we call it. Justin Jefferson was limited 3 catches, 14 yards, looking like he was going to be unstoppable this year. And I'm pretty sure Dalvin Cook went down with injury, right?
Yep. Again.
And Madison
injury.
stepped up, I saw.
Madison, honestly, Madison on any other team is like, I don't know. He's a beast. Like he can pretty much replicate Dalvin Cook's workload. And I mean, but
It shows why
Justin
running-
Jefferson, even though he didn't have the greatest of days, you could still see his presence on the field. I mean, he's getting triple teamed a couple of plays, double teamed most plays, and that's no discredit to Jeff Okudah. He's been amazing so far this season. But yeah, I mean, Justin Jefferson, you can see he's taking away attention from the defense. Adam Thielen, I'm pretty sure he scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
And yeah, him just being there just helps the offense automatically. So I think he'll bounce back.
What is Adam Thielen's nickname according to Swag?
A white boy, go to with the sauce.
That was horrible. I don't know why.
Ravens Patriots. I didn't really watch much of this game, but it looked like Lamar dominated again. Looks like Mac Jones has a high ankle sprain. As he said, he's going to take it day by day. He said it about 8 times in his press conference. So I guess that'll be day by day.
I mean, I don't know how Lamar Jackson continues to do it. He doesn't have that great weapons other than Mark Andrews. I guess Rashad Bateman also, but still. Lamar Jackson, I think he's the MVP frontrunner as of right now. Him or Jalen Hurts. But I think Lamar's doing more with less. And, yeah, I think he's back to MVP form. But the Patriots offense did also show me something. I didn't think they were that good, but, yeah.
All right. Bengals Jets. This looked like a very slow game. Jets did put up a good defensive fight, but the Bengals also took a few shots downfield. I know Tyler Boyd had an amazing day. Jamar Chase was limited a little bit. Sauce Gardner looked very good.
Yeah, Sauce Gardner looks like already an NFL lockdown corner. I don't really know. It's his first couple of games, and he already looks like he could be a top 5 cornerback. And I don't think it's crazy to say he has like all-time great potential at the cornerback position. his third game of his career. He has insane confidence, which you need at the cornerback position, and he's locking up Jamar Chase and T Higgins. I don't know, T Higgins. That's just a catch that is it's just good defense, but way better offense. So I mean, he did his part, Sauce Gardner, but the Jets' offense continues to struggle. But hopefully Zach
Joe
Wilson should be
Flacco.
back this week.
Yeah, it looks like they might move on from Joe Flacco. I mean, he had 2 interceptions. Also, to highlight Joe Burrow's play, Joe Burrow looked like back into being Joe Burrow, which is good to see. I guess we'll move on to Packers versus Bucks. Packers offense looked amazing in the first half, near perfect till Aaron Jones fumbled on the goal line. The defense all day for the Packers was there as Fournette had nowhere to go. Brady had nowhere to go. I know he was missing 2 wide receivers, but the Packers were also Jair Alexander went down with a groin injury in the first quarter, but his backup stepped up. I think it was Nixon. He made great plays on special teams as well. Close ending, but yeah, the Packers' offense looked absolutely terrible in the second half.
Yeah, I mean the run offense, the rushing offense wasn't really as dominant as the week before, right?
Yeah, but that's expected with the Bucks.
Yeah, the Bucks. Yeah, this just shows the Bucks defense still elite, and I mean Romeo Doubs also looked really good this week. So did Russell Gage. I don't really know why Russell Gage decided to go to the Bucks. I feel like he should have opted for a bigger role. I think he's better than a lot of people think.
Yeah, that last drive he had I think it was 5 or 6 catches. I mean, the Packers are playing very far off, but he was making a lot of plays, especially that touchdown. I don't know how he hung on to that. Those Commanders, we can go over a little bit. Eagles pretty much just dominated that game.
Well, first half, I feel like this season, the Eagles' first half offense is literally unstoppable. Second half offense is just eh.
They didn't really do anything in the first quarter. It was more like the second half.
The Lions game, first half offense was insane. Second half offense was eh. And although I think they're a great team, the moment they have to play a really explosive offense, and I don't think they have to play one of those really that much this year. They have a pretty easy schedule. But come playoff time, you have to play a really explosive offense. You're going to have to keep up because as good as their defense is, not many defenses can just keep up with teams like who's in the NFC, the Bucks and the Packers.
So. It just seems like at halftime teams are figuring out their offensive scheme and stopping it. To move on, Jaguars-Chargers. Jaguars looked amazing once again. I'm a Trevor Lawrence believer, but the Jaguars are just on another level than what anyone could have thought they've been on.
I thought Trevor Lawrence would have a breakout year. Last year he had a horrible situation, and his offense is healthy. He's got a way better wide receiver when Christian Kirk has looked really good. And the Chargers, I don't know. They've got a couple injuries, I believe, and Justin Herbert's doing all he can. He's got injured, whatever happened to his ribs, fractured ribs, and he's still delivering beautiful passes. But then Keenan Allen's out, so I don't really know. Defense looks shaky.
4 words. I love Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk he's making that contract worth it. Everybody's very confused why he's getting paid that much, but he has been balling out. I also have to shout out Zay Jones, Evan Ingram as well. Yeah.
Evan Ingram.
Move on to the Saints versus Panthers game. Happy to see the Panthers finally win a game. I think it was 315 days they haven't won a game. They finally got it done. It was a weird game, but yeah.
Yeah, Michael Thomas went down, which is awful to see, especially considering the way he was coming back. But I don't know. I don't know how to feel about the Saints. I thought they were good. I thought the Saints were very good, but I don't know how to feel about them.
It was good to see LaVisca get back into things, and also the Panthers' secondary looked amazing.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey had a nice day on the ground. Yeah. Rams versus Cardinals. That was an interesting game. Marquise Brown showed up. I know that for sure.
I didn't watch this game.
I didn't really watch this game. I was watching the Packers versus Bucks heavily. I'm going to take Cam Akers take another step up, showing why he's the RB1. Yeah. He looked pretty solid.
Yeah, well, I watched the game. There was this point where they were inside their own 30 in I think it was the late third quarter, early fourth quarter. They could have taken the field goal to make it an 8-point game, but instead they go aggressive and take the field goal. Not take the field goal. They go for it. Unsuccessful. And then the Rams drive down, and then they fumble on the goal line. I feel like if they decide to settle to kick for that field goal, and still make that goal line stand, and then they could drive down, and it's still a one-score game only. And I feel like it could have gone another way, but Rams win.
We're gonna skip over the Falcons versus Seahawks game, as I just feel like that wasn't really.
Well, I have one thing to say. Drake London has
that's
looked
true.
amazing. He has looked probably the best wide receiver from the class so far. No hate to Garrett Wilson, he's great, and Chris Olave, but I don't know, Drake London with what he's dealing with in Atlanta. I mean, he's looked great, and Kyle Pitts also did look a lot better, and AJ Terrell did look better. So the Falcons look pretty good.
Both of the primetime games, Sunday night and Monday night, weren't that interesting, especially the 49ers Broncos. Very slow-paced game, a lot of defense. Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't know what he was doing. He stepped out of the end zone and then threw a pick six, which was lucky because he stepped out. But yeah, I'm just waiting for this Broncos offense to put up numbers.
Yeah, I mean,
they have the weapons, they have everything. They're just not producing.
Yeah, I mean, they're like the Broncos have been. Their offense has looked good except like in like scoring opportunities, if you know what I mean. And I don't even know why this is a conversation anymore. But Melvin Gordon should not be having anywhere near the amount of carries that Javonte Williams is getting. Like,
Almost way too much.
It should be 20. Javonte should be getting 20 carries a game. Melvin Gordon like 8. He's clearly a better back, and he makes the offense look a lot better. So, and Cortland Sutton looks pretty good also. So.
We'll get into the final game from the past week. We got the Giants losing to the Cowboys. No longer undefeated, so Giants fans can't say that anymore. It was an interesting game. I mean, I was confused what the Giants were doing at the end of the half. They had 3 timeouts with a minute left, and they just decided to not really use it. They wasted, 30 seconds off the clock. They had that field goal blocked earlier in the game, which was crucial. How do you feel as a Giants fan?
Well, the Daniel Jones hate is going to continue to come. Anybody who watched the game last night knows there's really nothing he could do. He got pressured 25 or 24 times, which is the most the Giants quarterback has been pressured since they started tracking pressures. And that's the most since, I don't even know what year, a couple of years. So there's not really much he can do. And he's still trying to make plays. He still made a couple plays. And everybody on the O-line looked awful except Andrew Thomas. And I don't care what anybody says, Andrew Thomas is a top 3 left tackle in the league. He locked up Micah Parsons when he lined up against him. And he's just... Kadarius Toney is out. And I feel like he's been out so much already. He still hasn't scored a touchdown as a Giant. And neither has Kenny Galladay. He sucks. Wan'Dale Robinson, he's injured right now. So it'll be interesting to see how he's used when he comes back. And the defense looked okay. I mean, the pass rush wasn't really getting there. And I guess that's kind of expected because Kayvon and Azeez were coming off injuries. And you could see the absence of run defense with Leonard Williams being out. And it's really overlooked how good of a run defender he is. And, I mean, yeah, the linebackers are The secondary is other than Adoree and Xavier McKinney. And Julian Love's pretty good, but all around it's just And you can't even blame this, any losses on the coaching staff because the coaching staff looks fine. It's just up to the players now. And we'll see what we can do against the Bears. They suck. So,
we'll hop into the final segment of this week's NFL. Is we're going to be doing our pick'em for Week 4. We'll start off with the Thursday night game. We got the Dolphins at the Bengals. I feel I don't know if Tua will play, but I still think the Bengals are going to pull off the upset. They're pulling things back together to where they finished off last season, and I just feel they're just going to put it back together and upset the Dolphins.
My pick is if Tua plays, the Dolphins are winning. I don't care what anybody says. If Teddy Bridgewater is playing, then the Bengals. Because, I don't know. Teddy Bridgewater, I feel like he's just, I'm pretty sure when the last time I see him play, he's just, scared to take these deep shots and, be aggressive.
This is a game manager.
And Tua is aggressive. He likes the deep, even though people say he has a bad arm, he likes the deep ball. And that's what you have, especially when you have Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, fastest receivers in the league. Plus, you got Raheem Mostert, the fastest running back in the league. That offense is really explosive. So if Tua plays, I think they have a really good chance of winning. But if not, I think the Bengals still have a tough matchup against the Dolphins' defense. They locked up the Bills pretty much for the most part last week. And Jamar Chase has his hands full again with Xavier Howard. How do you feel? And Javon Holland.
Yeah, I personally think the Bengals are going to win. I feel like Joe Burrow is going to have the true resurgence game. First two games slow. Week 3, It was against the Jets. Only real defender on the Jets, Sauce Gardner. I feel like this is gonna be the week.
C.J.
Proves it.
Mosley, DJ Reed.
Secondary.
All right, we'll go to the London game, Vikings and Saints. I feel like Saints coming off a horrible game, Vikings finishing a game well. I got the Vikings. Interesting matchup between Justin Jefferson and Marshawn Lattimore. I'm pretty sure Marshawn is unsuspended now, so that's an interesting matchup to watch.
I
But
got the Vikings also.
Yeah.
I agree. I got the Vikings.
Good Vikings.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go to Lambeau, Patriots, Packers.
Packers. Not even close.
Yeah, I think the Packers,
Yeah.
especially if Mac Jones is not playing or he's taking it day by day. I just feel like the Packers are gonna blow them out. Browns, Falcons
Give me the
in Atlanta.
Falcons in an upset. I feel like the Falcons got a little bit of momentum.
The Browns are inconsistent. I feel like with Jacoby Brissett at the helm, they're a very inconsistent team. They looked bad against the Jets, and great against the Steelers.
Yeah.
I feel like the Falcons are very underrated and can compete with most teams, and I feel like they'll pull off an upset.
Yeah, I feel also Amari Cooper versus AJ Charles should be a fun matchup. Also, Drake London versus Denzel Ward gives Drake London
Yeah.
some
A lot of good matchups.
experience. So
You got
I said Falcons.
Commanders, Cowboys. I feel like this really won't be close. I don't like the Commanders at all. I feel like I got the Cowboys. Cooper Rush is gonna do it again.
they said apparently Dak might come back this week, which I don't even know how that's possible because they were saying he's out for like 6 weeks. But there's some
Regardless,
rumors.
I still
There's
think
some
Cooper
rumors
Rush.
that Dak is
Yeah.
coming back this week, but I'm taking the Cowboys. The Commanders' offensive line looked absolutely horrible, and yeah, Terry McLaurin's nice. That's it.
Yeah, Carson Wentz since week 1 has been Yeah, so I got Cowboys.
Seahawks at Lions. I feel like this game's not going to be close. There's hope in Detroit, and they put up 95 points in 3 games, and I don't think the Seahawks can match that.
Yeah, I got the Lions, and also another interesting matchup: Jeff Okudah versus DK Metcalf, first receiver that's kind of got like
Physical.
like just physical domination. So we'll see how Jeff Okudah goes up against DK. But I like the Lions. Their offense looks amazing, even though DeAndre Swift is out. I'm pretty sure. Or
Jamal
questionable, so-
Williams still
Jamal
will pop
Williams,
off.
yeah, he fills that role in great, especially on the goal line. So, move on to Titans Colts. I think this can go either way. I don't even know because the Colts are very inconsistent.
I'm taking the
this year.
Colts. I don't know. I hate the Titans. Not like hate the team. I just don't like how like they're just formed. Nothing about them is exciting to me. The
Yeah.
Colts, they got like that. I don't know. JT, Michael Pittman. So yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be a close game, and Ryan Tannehill is just gonna sell the game. I feel like.
Well, they both have selling quarterbacks. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go with the Colts. I think it was just whoever's home gonna win this game. Yeah, pretty much the Colts. And next one we got a matchup: Giants versus Bears.
I don't
Giants
care
fan,
about
Bears
bias.
fan.
I don't even care about being biased. The Giants are mopping the floor with the Bears. Okay, that might be. I can't say that because if we lose, then next week it's gonna be a little rough. But I don't know. I'm taking the Giants. The Bears are not good. The Giants are not good, but they've shown a lot of promise.
It's just the injuries on offense for me,
Yeah. Same.
and Kenny Galladay underperforming.
Well, Kadarius Toney might play
terribly.
this week, so we'll see.
Yeah,
Kadarius Toney plays. He's cooking you. I don't care.
I don't know what the status is, but
Jalen Johnson will lock him up.
No, he's not.
Yes,
Trayvon Diggs is better than Jalen Johnson, and Kadarius Toney
that's
is
crazy.
cooked. It's not crazy. Trayvon Diggs' hate is horrible. You see him this year? He's not giving up yards. Trayvon Diggs is like that.
trash.
Doesn't matter. Trayvon Diggs is like that.
Okay.
Who's your pick?
I'm gonna go with the Giants just because I feel like the Bears have just looked awful against the Texans, and the Texans are awful. At least the Giants put up somewhat of a fight. Yeah, I feel like Saquon's gonna win in that game.
Let's take on a revenge game.
Next, you got Jaguars Eagles. Interesting game, but it's in Philadelphia, and I think the Eagles. Actually, I feel like the Eagles are gonna go a big lead. I feel like they're gonna be up like 20 at halftime. I feel like the Jags are gonna make it very close, but I still think the Eagles are gonna win.
Yeah, I got the Eagles also. It's in Philly. They're hot, the hottest team in the NFL right now, and everything just seems to be going right for them. The Jaguars' defense doesn't really have anything to counter Eagles
Yeah,
just weapons. So.
I feel like the Eagles secondary is just they're gonna contain Trevor Lawrence's weapons. I feel like Jalen Hurts is just gonna outplay Trevor Lawrence.
All right, moving on to Jets versus Steelers. I feel like the Jets are going to upset them. I don't know if you really call this an upset. I just don't really trust the Steelers' offense, and the Jets' defense has been very solid this year, have made a lot of stops. I just feel if Zach Wilson plays, or if Joe Flacco has a good game, I feel like the Jets can definitely pull this out.
I also have the Jets. The Steelers, I don't know why. I don't have faith in them. It seems like Mike Tomlin always has them competitive. Especially if Zach Wilson plays this week, though, I got the Jets.
Yeah, Jets.
All right, Bills Ravens. This is a potential game of the week right here. I feel like it's going to be close, but I think the Bills will pull it off.
Yeah. I think it really depends on the Bills' injuries right now with their secondary. If they're out this week, I think the Ravens can win this game. But
yeah, I think if Poyer's back, I think
we'll see.
The Bills.
I mean, the Ravens, I don't really know how to feel. It's just like Lamar Jackson just carrying them every week.
I feel like the Ravens will take this.
I got the Bills.
I just feel like Lamar Jackson is just gonna be Lamar Jackson.
Well, I got the Bills because I feel like Josh Allen's gonna be.
I feel like Lamar Jackson's rushing ability is gonna be limited this game, and I just feel like the Bills are gonna win because of that. Next up, we got the Chargers Texans. I feel like this is a very interesting game, especially with how the Chargers played last week. Definitely going to want to bounce back, and definitely a very winnable game for them to do this so. And I got the Chargers.
I got the Chargers in a blowout.
Yeah, Justin Herbert rehab assignment is still going to be a blowout.
All right. Cardinals Panthers in Carolina. I feel like the Cardinals looked well enough to win a game like this last week. So, yeah, I'm taking the Cardinals.
I got the Cardinals also.
Yeah, Cardinals.
I guess we're just flying through this now. Broncos Raiders in Las Vegas. I'm going to go with the Raiders. I just feel like they've been so close to winning a game, and I just feel like this is the week, especially with that Broncos offense struggling. If they continue, I got the Raiders.
I got the Broncos. The Raiders' defense is and I think this is the week the Broncos finally figure it out, and they get stuff clicking.
Broncos country. That's right.
Stop.
No. The Raiders are winning. The Raiders are winning.
That was a swag moment, I'm not going to lie.
The Raiders are winning.
Okay. Chiefs Buccaneers.
Ooh.
Gonna be interesting to see how the Bucs bounce back, especially I don't know if Godwin's playing, but Mike Evans will definitely be playing. So I do think.
Where is it? Oh no, it might not be in Tampa though, because of the hurricane.
Oh yeah, it's true. It might get moved later
Neutral
on.
site.
I don't know if it'll be neutral site, but I think
it
I
might
feel
get
like-
moved to Miami
I don't know.
for Sunday maybe.
I don't know, but I
Or
got
Monday.
the Bucks. I just feel like their rush defense has been amazing, and I feel like, especially a team in the Chiefs who couldn't run the ball last week, I think they hold them again, and I feel like they win a close game. Sorry.
I got the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs passing offense is going to be firing on all cylinders. Mahomes is going to be looking for a bounce back week, and with the Bucks, a lot of their weapons being out, I got the Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs.
All right,
It's hard to
final
get a bet
game,
against the Rams.
Rams versus 49ers. I'm going 49ers.
It's Monday night.
Monday night, yeah. I'm going 49ers. It just seems that the 49ers always have the Rams number. Not in the playoffs, obviously, last year, but I just feel like, I don't know. The Rams sometimes can't beat the 49ers in the regular season, and I don't think they're going to beat them again.
I was a high 49ers believer going into the season with Trey Lance, but I don't know. Now, as of late, it's kind of like, Trent Williams is out now for a couple weeks. And I think the Rams defense is going to feast on the 49ers.
Yeah,
week.
I feel like Jimmy Garoppolo's play is just not going to be enough for the 49ers. I just think the Rams are just better offensively than the 49ers defense is, to be honest. That's all I have to say.
All right, I guess that's it, and we'll see you next time.